Hello, my name is MooingCat and welcome to my event and report overview video for the 2023 summer event. In this video, I will go through the event mechanics as well as the reward. I'll start with the rewards and then I'll talk about the mechanics. And in the next video, which I will release tomorrow, which is actually after the event has gone live, I will go through strategies. And the reason why I'm not able to release my strategy video before after the event has started is because there have been some changes, announced changes to the grand prizes that we don't know the details of yet, and that is very important when it comes to getting the main building and so on, and strategies. So I've decided to wait until that. I also don't have anything written quite yet. It's more or less ready. I just need to update it with the final numbers. So tomorrow, after the event has started, I will scramble to do this as quickly as possible. And then tomorrow afternoon, I will have a strategy video out. But as I mentioned, this video will go through rewards and mechanics. So let's go over that. Starting with the main building, we have the trading post, which is a 4x5 building with 10 levels. The final level, you do need a golden upgrade kit, has become standard now. And at the final level, it is called the Buccaneers Bay. So, at level 9, as I mentioned, it is 4x5. It does require a road. It gives population, happiness, and coins. It gives between 10 and 14 forge points, depending on your age, which is quite decent, around the half a forge point per tile mark, which I think is quite standard for event building, so nothing amazing, but still quite good. It also gives some goods between 21 and 24, nothing amazing, but quite decent. It gives a 100% coin boost item, which I think is actually quite a big deal. You might not need the coins, but if you do need the coins, that is very big. You get one of these every day, and you can save them up and you spend all of them on one day, collect a lot of coins on that one day, and all of a sudden you have a lot of coins. So especially if you are progressing through the ages and you're short on coins, this is nice. But if you don't, you can always sell it to the antique dealer. You get 480 antique dealer coins per day by selling this, which is, it's definitely nice considering all the other things this building gives. Speaking of which, we do now have the mechanic that was introduced in St. Patrick's Day event, where the level 9 building gives an upgrade for the main building. Now that's very nice. Definitely like to see that. It also gives some fragments, which is quite interesting. It has a 25% chance of giving one fragment of a brand new 300% attack boost for attacking army item. So we have the red attack boosts, but this event introduces some new pirate boosts. I don't actually think they're called pirate boosts in game, but the item code for it has pirate in it, so pirate boosts, that's what I'll be calling them. But these new attack boosts, they function the same as the old red ones. They cannot be stacked. You can also not use them together with those red ones, so that you can't combine them. But they have a much higher percentage chances. So from the trading post, you get fragments of 300% attack boost item and 300% defense boost item, both for your attacking army. You need 15 fragments, so on average that's one every 60 days of each of these. So it's not a lot, but you do get some of them every now and then. And especially for younger players, for newer cities, these are actually very big. Because if you save up to get both of these, then all of a sudden you can get 300 attack and defense, which can be a lot if you're fighting Guild Expedition, for example, Guild Battlegrounds, that can definitely help you there. On the continent map, if you have 300, you should be able to fight most continent maps. So yeah, I think this is a really big deal. And as you'll see later on, these also sell for a lot in the antique dealer. So if nothing else, you can sell them to the antique dealer. Now you have a 25% chance each of attack and defense boost. You also have a 50% chance of getting 1 fragment for the Buccaneers Hideout selection kit. And I'll go over what that is later on, or just in a couple of minutes. But this is a selection kit for 3 brand new 1x1 buildings that this event also introduces. And you need 100 of these. So, well, 200 days to get all the selection kit. So that's definitely quite some time. All right, now in addition to all of that, the building gives attack for attacking army, defense for attacking army, as well as some attack for your city defense. At level 9, here it goes up to 19% attack boost and 29% defense boost for attacking army. Now combined, this means that it is slightly below, very slightly below the likes of Heroes Tavern, Mountain Reserve, but that is skewed a little bit towards defense instead of being even. So compared to those buildings, I would say this is slightly worse if you're just looking at the attack boosts. But you do, of course, have all the other stuff here. And also you have some attack for city defense if you care about that. Now, if we go up to level 10, which I do think is very realistic to get in the event, and you do always have this fragment here if you don't. But yeah, at level 10, you get some more forge points, now up to 18, which is 0.8 per tile. It gives up to 30 goods. You still have this coin boost item. You still have the same fragments, but the amounts of each have been increased. So for each of these attack boost item here, they are increased by 3. So you now get 1 each every 20 days on average. And the Buccaneers Hideout here, that has been increased by 4. So now you get 4 fragments each time you get this, which you get 50% of the time. So if my math is correct, that means 1 of these selection kits every 50 days, which is not too bad. You get more attack and more defense. You get up to 24% attack boost and 39% defense boost for attacking army, which combined, you can see that it goes to 2.86, yeah, 2.86, which is definitely quite nice. It's not all the way up there with the anniversary event main building, but it's quite close, so definitely a very good building. And you do also have this city defense, which yeah, also has been increased. So overall, very good main building, and I would definitely, I would definitely build it. And unless they make any big changes to the balancing of the grand prizes, it will be possible to get it for free, fully leveled during the event. Alright, let's talk a little bit about the Buccaneers Hideouts, but before that, a little bit about these pirate boosts. And I really should have included some images here, but these are some new items. They are black attack boost items, so they look like the red ones, except they are black. And you also have attack and defense boosts for attacking army. Now you have 3 variations of each. You have 100%, 200%, 300% of both attack and defense, which, as I went over, for new players especially, can be a really big deal, can be very nice. They do only last half an hour, but at least from my experience, you don't really need the full hour that the red boosts give, or is it 2 hours? You don't really need the full time, so 30 minutes should be plenty, I think, for what you're trying to do. But they also give a lot of trade coins for the antiques dealer. If you sell them on the 1-day trade, they go all the way up to 10,000 trade coins for the 300% attack boost item, which is a lot. So if you don't care about the boosts themselves, you can always sell them. And if you go back to the Buccaneers Bay here, it will produce around 1,500 antique dealer coins per day if you sell all of these items here every day to the antique dealer. So if nothing else, it produces a lot of antique dealer coins, which can be quite nice. But yeah, you can also, of course, use them if you want. Okay, let's talk about these new 1x1 buildings, the Buccaneer Hideout. So the first one here is called Hidden Goods, and I think this is definitely the best one of these 3. It is 1x1, you don't need a road. It gives between 1 and 2% defense boost for attacking army, depending on your age. So in the upper half of ages, it gives the same as the Sentinel Outpost, level 1, so we can't get upgraded of course, but for some perspective, it also gives 1 forge point and 5 goods, 3 current and 2 previous age, and it gives fragments for the 100% attack boost item and 200% attack boost item for attacking army. The 200% here you only get if it is motivated. The other one here you get regardless. And also the forge point, actually, you only get that if it is motivated. But the other ones there you get if it is not motivated. And again, you need 15 of these. So every 15 days, if it is motivated, you get 1 each of these. And if you look at how much they sell for, that's 10,000 antique dealer coins every 15 days. Or you can use these items if you want. All right. Sorry. Moving on, we have this. I didn't catch it immediately, but if you read it out loud, the Pirate Marauder, it is also 1 by 1. It gives between 1 and 4% defense boost for city defense, depending on your age. It gives an artillery unit, which is very interesting. So whatever age this building is, it gives the corresponding artillery unit. And 1 unit per one of these. And I will mention quickly that these are daily specials, all of these 3, so you can potentially get a lot of these. This one also gives fragments for boosts. This time you see that both of these are defense boosts, so these 2 boosts over here. And the defense ones sell for slightly less to the antique dealer, but you can definitely also sell these if you want to. So if you are looking for either if you're looking for city defense or artillery units, this could definitely be an interesting choice. Then lastly, we have the Paradise Rose, which I definitely think is the weaker of the options. It gives between 1 and 2 attack boost for the city defense, so blue attack boost. And interestingly, it gives 1 fragment of the 100% defense boost and 1 for the 100% attack boost. So no 200% variation here. You get 1 of each instead, which might be nice, but they are the 2 least valuable items here selling to the antique dealer. So overall, I think this is a really interesting option. As the daily special, if you want to. I also think this one is interesting if you're looking for units or city defense. And this one, not that big of a fan of, but if you do really want attack boost for city defense, you can definitely go for it. So that is another building, or another 3 buildings, but we do still have 2 more new buildings to go over. Actually even 1 more, which I'll talk about in a moment. But yeah, we have the Cartographer's House and Skull Cave. These buildings are both exclusive. So the Cartographer's House here is exclusive to the Piggy Bank, or the treasure maps. So these that you have to spend diamonds for, it is exclusive to those. And the Skull Cave here is exclusive to the calendar. So you get it by completing the entire calendar. I'll go over that more in more detail in my strategy video coming tomorrow. But the calendar might actually be possible, definitely not guaranteed, but unlike the winter event, it might actually be possible. Anyways, let's quickly go through these buildings. They are both really good. Just need to get something to drink. First of all, the Cartographer's House here, it is 2 by 3. You do need a road for it. It gives between 10 and 18% attack boost for attacking army. That is all the way up to 2.57. It gives between 6 and 8 forge point per tile, forge point total, which is around 1 per tile, depending on the age. And interestingly, it gives fragments for the trading post. You have a 10% chance of getting 3 fragments for the trading post level 1. You have an 80% chance of getting fragments for the trading post upgrade kit, and a 10% chance of getting fragments for the trading post golden upgrade kit. So to get a 1 trading post fully leveled, that's the main building of the event, you need one level 1 building, 8 upgrades, and 1 golden upgrade kit. So that's why these are split like 10, 80, 10. So if you just look at the numbers here, and this is a typo, it should be 150 here. You need 150 fragments each. So that means that every 50 days you will get one of these. So that's 500 days per for one full trading post. So quite long term, but in addition to this, it's definitely very nice. So yeah, very nice, but as I mentioned, you can only get it from the piggy bank, so you do need to spend diamonds on it. You're not guaranteed to get it as an option from the piggy bank, which I'll go over in a moment. But you can also be lucky and get multiples of them in the piggy bank, so depending on your luck, it might be worth spending diamonds for this building. Then we have the Skull Cave. This one you can only get one of by completing the calendar. It is 2x2 without any road requirement, and it gives between 11 and 20% attack boost, both for attacking army and city defense. That is up to 5 attack boost per tile, which is quite crazy. It also gives between 5 and 6 forge points, which is up to 1.5 forge point per tile, also very nice. So yeah, definitely very insane. If you go to my sortable table there, which you can find linked in the video, also on the written guide, if I now sort by attack per tile, including roads, or combined attack per tile, including roads, look who pops up at number 1, the brand new Skull Cave. And also, another thing, if you want to use this, you can, for example, filter by summer event, and it will show all the buildings from this and previous summer events. So you can look at all of these stats, you can sort them by whatever you want. If you want to look at forge point per tile, or goods per tile, or whatever, you can use the sortable table here if you want. Alrighty. So that's the Skull Cave. And I actually realized that I have forgotten to include an item here. So I'll be a little bit cheeky and I'll go here to, to the wiki. I'll go to Heroes Tavern. So the Heroes Tavern here will get a new golden upgrade kit. Oh, sorry, I am completely wrong. We're talking about Governor's Villa. The Fellowship event just started on beta, so excuse me. But the Governor's Villa has a new golden level, which is introduced in this event. And this new golden level gives it more attack boost, more forge points, goods, and units, and so on, compared to previous years. So from up to 35 attack boost to 40 attack boost for attacking army, a slight boost. It also gives now both attack and defense for city defense, if you care about that. Compared to level 9, it gives 1 more unit, it gives 4 more forge points, and 10 more goods. So the golden level, definitely very nice. And tomorrow we will know more on if it is possible to get to that for free or not, or if it is limited to the event passes. I don't know yet, but that's definitely something that I will talk about tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Alrighty, let's talk a little bit more about daily specials. Again, these can change, but I think you're likely to get all of these that I will highlight now. If you want the full list, you can go to the fandom wiki here. I have a link, so if you follow that, you will get to... where is it? Yeah, you'll get to this list here. There you can see all the available daily special switches. Pay attention to all of these if you want. Now, in the video here, I would like to highlight a few of them. First of all, unless there are any big changes from beta, which I don't expect in terms of this, I would estimate between 20 and 30 daily specials, which is quite a decent amount actually. So you can definitely get some very nice stuff. You can get the Sentinel Outpost level 1 and upgrade. That's definitely among my top picks. Always good. The House of Horror selection kit is actually available, which is a little bit interesting. But it's a good one. You can get the House of the Wolf, which is, yeah, very good. Basically the same as the Mountain Reserve, Heroes Tavern. You can also get the Summer 2023 Epic Selection Kit. This one includes all of the previous summer event buildings from previous years, including Governor's Villa, which is definitely nice, can be a nice option if you want to get the golden upgrade, but perhaps don't have the Governor's Villa, or if you perhaps want multiple golden upgrades. The Privateer's Boathouse from last year is also quite nice, Pirate's Hideout and so on. The ship, if you want to go all the way back, definitely a lot of good ones here, so that's a decent option. And as I mentioned, the new 1x1 buildings are available as daily specials. So I personally would only go for Hidden Goods or Pirate Marauder, and I see I need to add the new building tag here as well. But yeah, both of these I think can be very good options if you don't have a lot of space, or I think also as a new player they can be very good to get those boost items. They can definitely help early on, or again you can sell them to the antique dealer. So these are some of my top picks for daily specials. Again, you can see a complete list here, and when the event starts on beta, you will see which of these have been confirmed. They will add a check mark here on the wiki, so just on the fandom wiki here. So just check here and you'll see which ones of these are actually available. Olympic Treasury is also available, for example, but I don't think it is that good anymore. Alright, so that's the new reward. Let's talk a little bit about event mechanics. So, event mechanics should be familiar if you have played previous winter events. Because this event is pretty much a copy of the winter event mechanics. It looks different, but the mechanics are all the same. So instead of stars, here you have the balloons, and instead of matches you have oysters, although it's a little bit weird to actually give them names anymore, because in summer event compared to the winter event, when you open a tile here on the board, you actually get the progress immediately instead of picking up a match that you would in the winter event that you would then have to spend separately. Anyways, so the balloons is the currency. Oh, I see that I need to update this. This is wrong. You can get around 2,500 doubloons, so quite a lot more than the winter event. But they have also changed up the amount of progress you get after each tile. So instead of being 1, 2, or 3 progress, it's between 1 and 2 progress. But overall, the buff to the balloons compared to winter is higher than the nerf to progress. So, but yeah, so to play the minigame, you press the start here, and then you simply start clicking on these tiles to open them to get some rewards. It costs 10 doubloons to open a tile. When you open it, you get a reward. You get 1 oyster, which gives you between 1 and 2 progress. They need to update their graphic here, I see. And yeah, you get some rewards. So you don't really have too much impact when you play. You simply have to click and hope you get something good. Now, as for what you can find behind these tiles, 11 of them are random rewards. Again, I see I need to update this. So 11 of them are random rewards, which includes units, goods, regular buildings, items, and so on. One of them will have a show 2, which reveals what is behind 2 random tiles. It also gives 3 doubloons. So if we go back up here, here you have the show 2 option. You have the double payout, which doubles the next reward. So here you have the double payout. When you click that, the next tile you open, you will get twice the rewards, which can be quite nice. You have the shuffle, the dreaded shuffle. The shuffle resets the board and you have to start over again. It's both a good and a bad thing. You do get 10 doubloons when you hit the shuffle, which is good when it comes to grand prizes. But of course, if you want to get the daily special, hitting the shuffle before you do it definitely can feel a little bit bad. But yeah, the shuffle resets the board. You can find the calendar key, which naturally gives you a key for the calendar. So the first time you pick up the calendar key, that's another thing. You can't see the calendar key here. So a new thing they introduced here for some reason, you only have around 50% chance of getting the calendar key each board. So half the time you will not have a calendar key available on the board. But if the calendar key was available and I picked it up, it looks a little bit like this. The first time you do that in a day, you will get the calendar key, which opens that day's key slot in the calendar, which I'll go over in a moment. If you pick up subsequent keys on that day, you will get a key piece instead. And unlike the winter event, you need 4 key pieces instead of 5 to get the full key, which is quite a nice improvement. And finally, each board will have the daily special. So here, the daily special is the Pirate Marauder, I believe that is, and you can see that it is available here. But when you do hit the start here, all of these rewards will be shuffled, so there's no skill involved. You simply have to click and pray and hope that you get the reward you want. All right. And that's pretty much it for the minigame basics. Now there are some additional things. So the calendar, when you find a key for a given day, you can open that day's key slot. So here you can see that on beta, I didn't really do a lot. And so I opened the first door and the last door here I'm about to open. So yeah, each day you can open the daily door if you find the key. You can also craft a joker key if you pick up 4, or if you have 4 key pieces. And each key piece, or these 4 key pieces, you can use them to open any door that you have missed on previous days. You can get key pieces in addition to getting them from the minigame. You can also get them from daily challenges. Every day for the event, one of the daily challenges will give you key pieces instead of a regular daily challenge reward. It gives you basically 1.8 fragments on average per day. You have a 15% chance of getting 3 fragments or pieces of a key, a 50% chance of getting 2, and a 35% chance of getting 1. So on average, that is 1.8 keys per day. And because of the new price here, you only need 4 of these fragments. That is 14 full keys across the event if you do all daily challenges. But more on that in my strategy guide. Now, in addition to one more thing, the calendar main rewards. There you get the skull cave. So if you are able to unlock all of these doors, you get the skull, the main reward, and including in that is the skull cave. You get 1 selection kit for the main building, which I don't think includes the golden upgrade. I could be wrong, but I don't think it does. You also have a selection kit for the governor's villa. Again, I don't think the golden upgrade is included. You have 200 forge points, 300 goods, and a portrait. So quite a good reward, especially with this. And unlike winter, it might actually be possible to complete, but more on that tomorrow in my event guide, strategy guide. Now, the final mechanic is the treasure maps or the piggy bank. This is the same as the Elves Workshop in the winter event. If we go back up a little bit, here we go. So if you pick up the Shuffle, Show 2, and or the X2, you can see that these have these treasure maps here. So when you pick up one of these, you get 1 report here in the treasure map dealer. So for each of those, you can choose between 2 rewards. Here you can see example of key fragments, for example, or event currency. But in this, if you click on the symbol here, the question mark, you can see the reward pool with all the available rewards. And here is where you can get the Cartographer's house. So you do need some luck in order to actually get it, because these 2 options here will be picked at random. They could be the Cartographer's house. I didn't get it on beta. I saw someone get 2 of them, so who knows, you might get them. So here you can choose, or you need to choose one of these, or you can spend some diamonds to shuffle this. That will get you 1 of these rewards. And here you see that you need to scroll, so there are more than these 5-6 options. But it will give you one of those, which could be the Cartographer's house. It's probably not. So you can do that if you want to swap it out. If you want to get both of them, you can pay some diamonds to take both. But in order to actually get any of these rewards that you have selected, you have to spend 2,995 diamonds. So no matter what you do have to spend the diamonds to actually use this. So if you don't want to spend diamonds, you can simply ignore this. Here you can see my selection from beta. Nothing special there, if you ask me. So yeah, that's the treasure map. All right, and I think that's more or less it for the mechanics. Now, as I mentioned, event strategies, that'll be for tomorrow after the changes are known. I'm sorry that I don't have it now, but I don't want to give out incorrect information, considering that there are changes announced. So yeah, that'll be for tomorrow. But what I can say now is that unless they make any very big changes, I think you are more or less guaranteed to get the main building fully leveled for free. And as I mentioned, you will probably get between 20 and 30 daily specials on average, which is quite a lot. And if you want to, I think you do have a chance of completing the calendar. It's not guaranteed. I'll go over it tomorrow, but I would say probably 50-50 you're able to get it. And if you're not able to get it, it wouldn't cost that many diamonds to complete. But if you do try to go for it, you won't necessarily get fewer daily specials, but you will lose out on the ability to select which daily specials you want to go for. Because if you go for the calendar, you do have to choose, or you can't choose which days to spend on. You have to spend a little bit here and there. So yeah, that's the ups and downs. But again, I will go over that in much more detail tomorrow in my strategy guide. All right. You can probably hear in my voice, I'm starting to, not lose it, but I'm a bit tired, so I'm gonna end it here. But before I do, let me thank my Patreons for their support. I would like to thank Homestar, Lorden, Kim Kelly, Rolf the 8th, Dan Simonat, Chanti, Hekate, Dr. Matter, Mylia, Zero K, Merrick Keepy, Hugo Kant von Count, To the Journalist, Susan Weiss, Rocco, Spectre No Remorse, Merthin Emrys, Atomic, Flawis, The Avenger, Ashborn, Arclure, Nova, Dribber, Ninja Island, Whiskey Meister, Henrik Dagleber, Atia, Adarel, Mike, Obviously the Obsessed, Ruth, Karen, Flawis Belisarius, Dennis, Stampe, and Potter. Thanks a lot for your support, thanks for watching, take care, and I will see you in the future.